Alrighty, we're going to solve systems of equations by elimination today. We did substitution already and we did tables and graphs, so let's do some elimination. I told you I would show you an easier way, and this is it. So example number 1. Negative 4x minus 2y equals negative 12. And 4x plus 8y equals negative 24. Now with elimination, what we're going to do is we're going to eliminate something. When we did substitution, we solved for one variable. We don't have to do that this time. What I'm looking for is I'm looking to make sure that my x's are lined up and my y's are lined up and my whole numbers are lined up, or my coefficients. As I look at these two equations, I'm comparing these. And so when I look here, I have a negative 4 and a positive 4. That's what I'm looking for. Because when I have negative 4 and positive 4, if I add those together, they will eliminate. And so then you have negative 2 plus 8, which is 6y. And negative 12 and negative 24 is negative 36. So you're just adding them together. Now divide by 6, and y equals negative 6. You have one of your solutions. So I take this and I plug it back into one of these. I'm going to plug it back into this one that has the positive. So everywhere I see a y, I'm going to plug in a negative 6. So you have 4x plus 8 times negative 6 equals negative 24. It doesn't matter which one you use, just use one of them. Go ahead and multiply. So you've got 4x minus 48 equals negative 24. Then you add 48 to both sides, and you get 4x is equal to positive 24. Divide by 4, x is equal to 6. So your solution is at 6, negative 6. Let me show you that again. Let's look at 4x plus 8y equals 20. And negative 4x plus 2y equals negative 30. So make sure x's are lined up, y's are lined up, numbers are lined up. Now I'm looking, do I have anything that will eliminate if I combine them? I can see right here my x's will eliminate. And it may not always be x's, sometimes it could be y's. So in this case, my x's are going to eliminate, and I combine the others. So 8y and 2y is 10y. 20 minus 30 is negative 10. Divide by 10, and y is negative 1. Now let's take that y value and plug it back in. Everywhere I see a y, and I'm going to use the first equation, I'm going to plug in a negative 1. So 8 times negative 1 is minus 8. Let's add 8 to both sides. Divide by 4. X is 7. So my solution happens at 7, negative 1. Alright, so let's look at another one. Negative 2x minus 9y equals negative 25. And negative 4x minus 9y equals negative 23. So let's make sure x's with x's, y's with y's, numbers with numbers. So as I'm looking, will my negative 2 and my negative 4 eliminate? Will my negative 9 and my negative 9 eliminate? So my problem is that I have same numbers here, 9 and 9, but they're both negative. In order for them to eliminate, what we've seen is one has to be positive and one has to be negative. So I need to make one of these positive. And the way you change a negative to a positive is by multiplying by -1. So you can choose to either multiply the first one or the second one. I'm going to multiply the second one by a -1. That means my first equation stays the same. My second equation, when I multiply by a -1, every sign will change. So this becomes a positive 4x, a positive 9y, and a positive 23. Now, my 9s will eliminate because it's a -9 and a positive 9. So my y's eliminate. Let's combine. -2 plus 4 is positive 2x. -25 plus 23 is -2. Divide by 2. So x is -1. Now when I plug back in, I need to plug back into an original. Don't use the new one that when you multiply by -1. So always go back into an original. So I'm just going to take it back into this first one. Everywhere I see an x. So 2 times -1 minus 9y equals -25. -2 times -1 is positive 2. Subtract your 2 from both sides. So you have -9y equals -27. Divide by -9, and y equals 3. So my solution is at -1, positive 3. Okay. Try it again. -6x plus 6y equals 6. And -6x plus 3y equals -12. So again, do I have anything that's going to eliminate? So I've got x's with x's, y's with y's, but my x's are the same number, but they're both the same sign. So I need to force one of them to be positive because I need one positive, one negative. So I'm going to choose to make this second one change. So that means my first one stays the same. My second one, every sign changes. So now, -6x, positive 6x, that will eliminate. Positive 6y minus 3y is positive 3y. And 6 plus 12 is 18. Divide by 3. Y equals 6. Plug that back into an original. So I'm going to plug it back into the first one. -6x plus 6 times 6 equals 6. Lots of 6's. -6x plus 36 equals 6, because 6 times 6 is 36. Subtract the 36 out. So you have -6x equals 6 minus 36 is a -30. Divide by -6. X is positive 5. So my solution is at 5, 6. Okay, so we've seen examples where we had something that was already set up to eliminate. Then we've seen examples where it was really close to being able to eliminate. I just had to change a sign. Sometimes you see stuff that doesn't have a like number, but you can force your equation to do what you want. So let's look at this example. 5x plus y equals 9, and 10x minus 7y equals negative 18. So I see my x's are with my x's and my y's are with my y's, numbers with numbers, but I don't see any numbers that are the same. So what I'm going to look for next is, do I have any opposite signs? Well, you see how these first two are both positive, but these second two, one's positive, one's negative. So this is a positive 1 and a negative 7. So what would I have to do to a positive 1 to make it turn into a negative 7, or make it turn into a 7 so I could eliminate it? I would just multiply everything by 7. So on this top equation, everything's getting multiplied by 7. So 7 times 5x is 35x. 7 times y is 7y. 7 times 9 is 63. So all I did was change everything by a multiple of 7. So that means the bottom one stays 10x minus 7y equals negative 18. So now, my y's will eliminate. Could I have chosen to do my x's? Yes. But since my signs were already different on my y's, that's just what I went for. 35x and 10x is 45x. And then 63 minus 18 is 45. Divide by 45. So x is 1. Remember, when you plug in, please plug back into an original. I'm just going to plug back into the first one. Everywhere I see an x, it becomes a 1. 5 times 1 is 5. Subtract that 5. So y equals 4. My solution, 1, 4. Let's look at one more. Negative 3x plus 7y equals negative 16. Negative 9x plus 5y equals positive 16. So again, elimination is easy. I'm looking to make two things eliminate. So x's with x's, y's with y's. Okay, so I see I have a negative 3 and a negative 9. Well, 3 and 9 have something in common. I can change this 3 to a 9 by multiplying it by 3. But remember, I need one positive, one negative. So this 9x is already negative. So let's change this negative 3x to a positive 9. And you do that by multiplying everything by a negative 3. So negative 3 times negative 3 gives me positive 9x. Negative 3 times 7 is negative 21y. And negative 3 times negative 16 is positive 48. My second one just stays. Now my x's will eliminate. So I've got negative 21 plus 5, which is negative 16y, and 48 plus 16 is 64. Divide by negative 16, y is equal to negative 4. Let's plug it back in. You need to go back into one of the originals. So it doesn't matter. We'll do the second one. Negative 9x plus 5 times negative 4 equals 16. Negative 9x minus 20 equals 16 because 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. I'm going to add 20 to both sides. Negative 9x equals 16 plus 20 is 36. Divide by negative 9. X is negative 4. So my solution is at negative 4, negative 4. You'll have a few more.